My name is Jessica. I'm sitting in my new brownstone in Brooklyn, looking at the blooming garden outside my window. The silence here is so different from the penthouse I used to own. There's no traffic noise, no ambulance sirens, and most importantly, no memories of my brother, Jake, and his constant stream of failed business ventures. It all started when I got a call from an old friend, Lily Chin, while I was driving. I'd left a family dinner early because I couldn't bear to listen to another toast to Jake's so-called business genius. Lily told me that she was representing buyers for a penthouse I'd bought years ago with my first big bonus as a senior associate at a law firm. The sale was supposed to close in a few days, but the deed showed my name as the sole owner, and she suspected the signature on the purchase agreement was forged. That penthouse had been my pride and joy. I'd worked long, hard hours as a junior associate, skipping vacations and living on a shoestring budget to afford the down payment. Jake knew all about my struggles. He'd even helped me move in, but then he decided to become an entrepreneur. Over the next few years, Jake had one failed business after another. He lost a large sum of my father's money in a stock trading venture, his e-commerce startup lasted only a few months, and his consulting firm had no clients. But my parents always saw him as a visionary. They thought I was just a boring corporate lawyer. Every time I achieved something, like making partner at the firm, they'd barely give it a second thought, but Jake's every new idea was met with enthusiasm. I'd been the one to pay for family dinners, cover Jake's share of gifts, and even buy a new tablet for my mother's birthday because Jake needed the money for his latest business. I started to keep a mental ledger of all the non-financial costs I'd endured. My confidence had been eroded, my emergencies were always ignored, and my achievements were minimized in the family. When Lily told me about the forged signature, I was furious but also a little relieved. Finally, I had proof of Jake's betrayal. Lily had already contacted the title company, and the sale was frozen pending an investigation. The investigation was meticulous. The title company's forensic examiner, Sarah Thompson, found clear evidence of forgery. Jake had been negotiating the sale for weeks, providing a copy of the deed and a photo of my ID, but the signature authorization was a fake. The buyers, a young couple from Seattle, were devastated. They'd already made all the arrangements to move, including enrolling their son in a local school. They hired Lily because of her reputation for thoroughness. As the investigation progressed, Jake hired a criminal defense attorney. But the evidence was overwhelming. The district attorney called me and said it was my decision whether to prosecute. I thought about that mental ledger and all the years of emotional abuse. I decided to prosecute. The consequences were far-reaching. Jake was arraigned on charges of attempted grand larceny, forgery, and criminal impersonation. The investors in his new venture withdrew, and the business collapsed before it even launched. My parents tried to intervene, but I refused to listen. They'd always taken Jake's side, and I was done with their excuses. Jake eventually pled guilty. He was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 200 hours of community service, and had to pay $50,000 in restitution. My father paid his legal fees, which depleted my mother's retirement savings. The extended family was shocked, and the family group chat was disbanded. I sold the penthouse and bought this brownstone. I wanted a fresh start, a place without the memories of a family that never truly appreciated me. Now I'm finally free from the emotional burden that Jake and my parents had placed on me. I've learned that the details matter, and standing up for myself was the best decision I've ever made.